Good afternoon to the citizens of St. Bernard Parish. Today is Monday, May 4th. Another weekend has gone by in the COVID-19 saga here in St. Bernard Parish. As we always do, we're going to start off with the personal prayer, the 20 deaths here in St. Bernard Parish. And we want to always think about the loved ones that we lost. Today, particularly, thinking about a good friend who lost his mother, thinking about another friend who lost his father. He taught so many children here in St. Bernard Parish. He means so much to generations of children. And I don't like to mention names, but maybe I'll have one little quote that he always used to say is, hitting hard in St. Bernard. So a lot of you are going to know who I'm talking about. And we're thinking about him, and we're thinking about our first death and that person and their family, because I knew him very well. So with that said, thank you. All right, we will get into our numbers. Our numbers are still really, really good as we compare to other parishes, other counties throughout the nation. We are definitely on the forefront of coming back sooner rather than later here in St. Bernard Parish. We're just trying to help our partners throughout the state of Louisiana to get to the point where we're at. We're at our number as of today's latest update is at 480 as positive tests, 20 deaths. At our hospital, we have 22 total patients. 6 are COVID, and no one is on a ventilator. So those numbers continue to drop. We continue to try to support our hospital as they move into the next phase of getting back to normal. The doctor's visits, the procedures that allow them to be our hospital here in St. Bernard Parish. And like we always do, we want to thank our healthcare workers, our first responders, our sheriff's deputies, our fire employees, our firefighters, and the EMTs for all that they do for our community on a daily basis outside of the COVID-19 that happens all the time. So this weekend was a great weekend to see everyone out and about and eating at restaurants, outside seating, just to see a familiar face. You know, my wife and I went and had brunch on Sunday at an establishment on Parish Road and had 30 people there. Distanced. Everybody brought their own little mimosas and they was eating brunch. It was great to just see people, friends, out and about. So I think we forgot how to drive on Friday. There was so many people out getting on the streets. We had 4 wrecks all at one time on Judge Perez Drive. So let's try to calm down a little bit when we drive. Let's make sure that we're safe for ourselves, for the other people on the road, and any family members or friends we may have in our car. But, you know, there are establishments throughout St. Bernard Parish who are trying to open under the guidelines that were set forth by our governor. There are a lot of areas where businesses can push the envelope and get open. And we have some of that going on here in St. Bernard Parish. I just want to let the citizens of St. Bernard Parish know that any place where we can push that envelope with them, that we can allow a gray area, if you will, in some of these guidelines, I will make the error, or St. Bernard Parish, I should say, is going to make the error on the side of the business owner, right? We are going to make an error if we do, and we're going to try to help as much as we can to get all of our businesses here in St. Bernard Parish up and running, to try to get all of our recreational activities here in St. Bernard Parish back. We're talking about a lot of that right now. So I just want to let y'all know that we're going to push the envelope. And I said that 3 times. We're going to get into that gray area, and we're going to make sure we do it right and talk to the right people when we open up establishments or open up activities here in St. Bernard Parish. I want to thank our fire department employees and our employees at parish government for doing a great job in handing out masks to the public. It was a cloth mask donated by the Haynes Corporation, and we handed out 16,000 masks. We wish we had more. We know some of you were in line and weren't able to get a mask, but we're going to try to work on getting donations of masks here to St. Bernard Parish so we can do that mask giveaway again. Again, thanks to Haynes Corporation for all of their donations, to the state of Louisiana, and to St. Bernard Parish. I do want to make an announcement here today. On Wednesday, May 6th, we're going to do a flyover here in St. Bernard Parish. A good friend of mine, Gibby Andrew, he's a former prosecutor in Plaquemines Parish, has a Cessna 185 seaplane. And, you know, our hospital here in St. Bernard Parish didn't get a flyover last week, so we're going to give them a St. Bernard flyover with the Cessna seaplane. I'm going to be in the air, in the plane with Gibby Andrew, and we're going to go over all of our fire stations. We're going to start at 3:30. We're going to start at the Delacroix Fire Station. We're going to hit all of our fire stations. We're going to hit the historic courthouse. We're going to hit the courthouse and the sheriff's annex. We're going to we're going to fly over the government complex, and we're going to end up flying over the hospital in honor of Nurses Day on May 6th. And we want to make sure that our hospital employees, our healthcare workers, get the flyover that they deserve. So we're going to make sure that that happens on Wednesday. And the fire station on Aycock will be right after that. And that's going to be Delacroix at 3:30. And we plan on flying over our hospital at 4 p.m. on Wednesday afternoon. So I want to thank Gibby for doing that for us. It took him a fraction of a second to say yes when I asked him. And I really do think that our hospital deserves this. I'm a little nervous getting up in a plane with a friend, but he assures me that he's been doing this for a long time and that this is going to be a safe venture, or an important venture for our healthcare workers, to show them that they're going to get what they deserve, even though they didn't get one from the B-52 bomber last week. We're going to give it to them in a Cessna seaplane. So with that said, thank all the citizens for St. Bernard Parish for what you're doing to make sure that we keep our numbers down and that we play along as part of a team here in the state of Louisiana. And God bless.